over the course of just a few years, you hit so many different places, like from WWE to what is now Impact Wrestling to New Japan. How was that period for you transitioning? Because we're talking like different styles, different personalities, different geographical locations. How was that transition for you moving from one to the other?
Uh, Personally, it wasn't bad. Like that transition from WWE to Impact. Luckily, there was guys there who I knew already, like EC3, Brodus Clay. So the adjustment was fine, nothing too bad. Just how that work schedule was at that time, it was just like a weekend every month almost. So not being consistently working all the time like I was with WWE, that was just a little adjustment, but it was fine. I think that just coming over to Japan, I think that was a little different. Even though I had Tama here already, Juice was already here, so like there's like a little bit of adjustment there, but the culture itself, we're just trying to make sure I didn't f it up for myself, you know.
Of
And then at
course.
the same time, like Tom has been there long enough, so he knows how things go. So like it was almost at times I feel like he was on my back, making sure I didn't like fuck it up. So I was like, hey, you know, like you can get off my back a little bit, give me a little breathing room, just in case. I mean, if I do mess up something, it won't be too bad. I can just learn from it. But yeah, I think if anything, it was just working again with Tama might have been the only difference between WWE Impact and Impact to New Japan, just because Tom and I hadn't been together for like 6, 7 years.
Yeah, I was about to ask
Right?
how long it had been. And during that period, did you all ever talk like you say, man, I want to get over there to Japan, or him like I want to get over there to WWE? Because as I said with him, everybody can relate to growing up and saying, man, I want to be tag team champion with my brother, cousin, dad, even in your all's
Yeah,
case. Like there's a lot of meat to that bone.
definitely. In the beginning, like the goal would come in together, stay together, and make sure it's happening. Unfortunately, it didn't work out that way, but fortunately, it did. You know, you always got to find the positive and negative. Luckily, I had the experience to work in Puerto Rico and then go to Japan, and he has stayed with Japan since then. And
Mm.
his goal ever since he got to Japan was to help that company grow. And I believe he's done a good job of accomplishing a lot of those goals he set for himself with the company. And at that time, as we are both working, you know, he'd come in and out and he'd stay with us wherever I was living. And we'd have a good time and we just talk about what he was trying to accomplish. And I think him and the company and what he set out to do.
Back. So in that period away, you spent some time in WWE. How long had it been since you had ridden a bicycle before you got back to WWE?
Uh, not long. Like other than uh, that type of bike, I think was had been a while because that bike I couldn't even like really pedal because I had to walk it.
Yeah.
But
I was
that bike
shocked.
still exists too.
I was shocked WWE never used that for like a Kofi Kingston Rumble spot. Like he gets out, he lands on the bike, rides it around the ring, gets back in. Something like
Yeah, that
that.
could have been it. I mean, even for I think there was yeah, wasn't Unico? Yeah, Unico was in a Royal Rumble at one time. I think Awesome Kong had been in that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then she threw Unico out. I mean, we could have used that spot for the bike if we had that bike at the time. I think we just walked up, didn't we? I can't remember.
Do you
It's
still
been a long
keep in
time.
touch with Hunico? He's also known as a bit of an ass kicker outside the ring, at least according to wrestling lore.
No, I think I might follow him on Instagram. I haven't talked to him since I left. Like, there's only a handful of people I still talk to from WWE. Like, Big E, I still chatted up with. Of course, the Usos and Serona, and then EC3 because you know in W before
Yeah.
we had gone out of our contracts. So yeah,
So you moved over to New Japan, and it seemed like pretty instantly you found a groove there. It seemed like that was a real nice fit for you. How did you feel going over there and working the first few times? Like, did you notice a different in environment, like whether it be backstage or anything? I mean, you're back with your brother, so that had to help.
Well, yeah, it was like I mentioned before, it's been a long time since I worked with my bro, so I was happy that we were back on that track of that goal of working together and becoming champions again, or champions for a company. But working style, like I appreciate there in New Japan is sometimes you could get lost in the sauce about like how entertainment works exactly for wrestling, like that wrestling entertainment. It's not a sport, whatever. But it's simple with New Japan. I feel like because like they're simple. Like even when I explain to you, I think it was it? Was it Hattori or was it Gato? It was either or, but they simply say like whatever you feel in your heart, that's it. Like expose that. Like don't think about how you should act. Just what you feel internally. Allow that to come out. And I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, like at times when, especially during that New Japan kingdom, like how inside, like I was pissed, I was cursing, and that's how I felt. Like, so yeah, definitely. Like New Japan, I think they just understand the emotional aspect of the fight, and so they encourage it more to don't act it, be it.